Do I feel good today? What is up, Coach and Company Universe? I am the coach. I navigate this ship. We are live every single weekday right here on the Stadium Network and everywhere that Stadium exists. Amazon Prime Video, DirecTV, YouTube TV, Roku TV. The list goes on and on. You can also, if you want your voice to be heard on national television, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can watch, be in the chat, be a part of everything that we are doing. Brand new YouTube channel as we have Coach and Company and also our brand new show at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Weekday wagers will be on that, sports betting own, and then we have our original YouTube. Very simple. We're just dividing it out. I see the chat is already pumping. As always, before we look forward, we must look back. And yesterday, we did win a little bit, 4-3. It's been kind of a grind this week. And I went 1-1, but who could have ever imagined that Jimmy Butler would go up and then go down on his pelvis? We'll talk more about Jimmy Butler coming up in about 14 minutes. Do not forget, also today, we have the Coach and Bro Show. And The Rock, who we talked about yesterday, well, he has responded. And we will talk about that today at 1 p.m. Eastern Time on our BTT YouTube channel. There you see the schedule. So much content for all of you. Now, we do have premium tiers as well. If you want to be a part of it, you can do it 3 different ways. And then as soon as this channel gets to where it's going, you can do that here too. So we got a lot of moving parts. But the bottom line is, turn on your notifications. Follow us. Follow all my guys, because that's the best way you get all of your content to become a better sports fan. Today is the NFL draft. For many people out there, it's like Christmas morning. So we are going to lean into that. We've got that coming up in 30 minutes, the NBA coming up in about 15 minutes, and then at the bottom of the hour, we also will have Round the Rank, more hockey plays from our man Mark. But without further ado, on a glorious Thursday morning, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time to beat the books. Oh, gamut this morning. Look at this. Oh, what a bunch of hacks I'm staring at right now. Look at these guys. Are you kidding me right now? Let's start with the man who's the only 5-star chef in the game from the East Coast. Seabass, good morning.
Morning, Coach. Morning, Company. Yeah, day off yesterday. You know, the wife is still traveling, doing her thing, so I missed you guys yesterday. But good to be back here on a Thursday.
And it's great to have you back, sir. It's great to have you back. Next, I don't know if he wants the season to continue or just be done and wave the right flag. Live from Memphis, Tennessee, the Grizzlies post-show host and host of our brand new show, Weekday Wagers, Daniel Greer. DG, good morning, sir.
Morning, Coach. Good morning, guys. Yeah, I don't know if I want the season to be over because I find myself agreeing that Draymond didn't push Amen last night. That is not good.
He didn't do it. He didn't do it, I say. Now, next, this man, literally his mind is going in 1,000 different directions. You got the Pope. He dies. You're working on those odds. Now, all of a sudden, here comes the NFL draft. We're trying to morph the two together. What do we do? He's our numbers guy for a reason. Say good morning to Ralph. Bars up. Good morning, Raphael.
Good morning, Coach. Good morning, Company. And you nailed it. Some people think today is Christmas with the NFL draft. And if you're at the draft, it feels like Christmas because it is cold in Green Bay right now.
Can you believe Green Bay? It used to just be New York, New York, New York. Now it's all over the place. Yeah. I've had some fun in Green Bay. That's for another show. All right. Finally, he is the youngest member of our team. And whether you talk about the lettuce, whether you talk about Prize Picks, whatever you want to talk about, the man has carved out a niche unto his own. Young Peyton, live from the Dallas-Fort Worth area campus of TCU. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Coach. Good morning, Company. Glad I could pull out a Prize Picks win in the prize fight finally. Funny how Soupy's not here today, avoiding me at all costs. Oh, Soupy. Interesting.
Catching strays 3 minutes in, Mr. Soupy. And you know there's going to be some horrible trash talk in the chat in about 2 seconds when Soupy actually wakes up. All right, gentlemen, we've got so many best bets. We have no time to waste today. So I looked at it, and I looked at Producer Man, put together the screen, and I said, you know what, let's just start right there at the top. Peyton, big boy, start us off.
Yeah, we're going with the Nuggets today, plus 5.5 and minus 112. The Nuggets had to turn it over 20 times in game 2 for the Clippers just to win by a basket. This is going to be another close game. It's hard to think the Joker allows his team to go down in this series. So give me the Nuggets to keep this one close. Also, I'm going with the Pistons tonight. It's going to be rocking in Detroit. These fans can't wait to go absolutely nuts. They need to see their guys win their first playoff game since 2008. Let's rock with the Pistons in this one.
I like it a lot. 7 p.m. Eastern time. There's 3 games, but 2 of them are late, 9:30 and 10. So that's the only game at 7 o'clock. I could not be more excited. And you're right. Detroit's going to be hopping tonight. Hopping tonight. All right, DG. That's probably not the case in Memphis, where I'm sure fans will show up tonight to watch the number 1 seed blow out the Grizzlies yet again. But for your best bets, where are you heading today, sir?
Yeah, I'm going to go that same game that Peyton was talking about. We're going to go Josh Hart on the under of the 27.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Listen, Detroit is very good at limiting the effort plays. He's been under in both matchups this postseason, but in the regular season, he was under in 2 of 3 from this line as well. He just doesn't do enough against a team that does a lot on the defensive end. And so I like Josh Hart going under on this. And then we're going to go to that game and my beloved Grizzlies. Don't know how in the world they are going to take on the Thunder and not allow them to win by double digits. All the Thunder need is 9, 10. It's probably going to be a 16-point game, but it's all about the turnovers. The Grizzlies turn it over like crazy. The Thunder take care of it. So the Thunder minus 8.5 at minus 110.
Ask you because you're the host of our new show called Weekday Wagers, which actually looks great. The graphics are amazing. I will not allow you to have access to Producer Man whatsoever. Somebody sent me a text yesterday, and I need you to confirm if it's true or not. Did Mark host on Weekday Wagers without you there?
Yes, Mark is hosting on Tuesdays and Wednesdays because I'm not going to be Monday through Friday. So I let him do Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and he's learning. He's doing a good job.
Very interesting. Did you notice, Seabass, how he says, I'm letting him on Tuesdays and Wednesdays as if he's in charge of the show?
Right. That's his show, and he's going to tell people know when they're available to cover for him. Yeah.
All right. Very interesting. I agree, Seabass. I agree. Let's stick right there with Seabass. What are your best bets today, sir? What do you got?
We got 2 plays in baseball today. First one is going to be Washington Nationals first 3-inning money line. They're at home against the Orioles. It's a Gore on the mound. Listen, they're averaging about 3 runs in the first 3 innings per game. They walk a ton. They don't strike out a lot. They're top 5 in on-base percentage, slugging percentage, and batting average in Major League Baseball. The Orioles are a little bit farther down with Cade Povich on the mound today. So give me the Nationals first 3 innings money line. And then the 2 get a hit parlay today. Brian Reynolds from the Pittsburgh Pirates batting .263 on the year, but 4 of 6 versus Tyler Anderson. And then the guy from last night, super hot, Shea Langoliers. I'm pretty sure that's correct pronunciation because I Googled it. 50 on the year, but he's got a career 667 versus DeGrom. So put both of those guys together in a parlay, and you get them at plus 104.
We need to hire an intern or bring an intern on and just have them keep all the big words and names, and then have like around July when we have dead days, we should have a spelling bee and have Soupy involved. I mean, because that would be hilarious. Like Langoliers, whatever you just said right there, that would just be classic 60 seconds from Soupy.
Right.
I love the fact that you have some baseball on, right? Because right now it's very easy for baseball to get kind of lost in the shuffle when you've got the NBA playoffs, the NHL playoffs, the NFL draft. So thank you for having those baseball plays. Now there's another person as part of the company that also has baseball plays, but let's start with on the pitch today. Day Soccer from our man from the Dirty Big Chuck sitting in 2 plays today. We're going La Liga on ESPN Plus. Osasuna, Sevilla. Both teams to score. Both teams scoring in 5 of their last 6 meetings in totality. And then he pulls back the curtain. He's got a side hustle that we completely support. He's got his own little store. And there you see it right there, the QR code. You want to be a part of it? You play 1 or 2 of his premium plays, and you've paid for the entire year. It's absolutely bananas. We're going to go Mariners, Red Sox, over 8. Charles says the total has gone over in 11 of the past 12 games between these 2 teams when played at Fenway Park. When played at Fenway Park, I ask you the question, hashtag, do you want to do the work? Did you know that stat? I didn't think so. All right, 2 more to go here in the A's. Raffy, sitting over there. And I got to tell you, I'm so impressed. I have so much respect for how you've handled this week when it could be like a runaway train. But right here, right now, how'd you focus on your best bets? What do we got?
On the piggyback deck, the wind's blowing out in Boston right now, so that's a good play on
Let's
that
go.
one. So I'm just piggybacking, but we're going to the NBA as our first play. We're going to take Russell Westbrook over 15.5 points and assists minus 105. But as I speak right now, under money is coming in because one book just moved it to even money. So keep an eye on that one. Last 10 games, Westbrook's almost averaging 14 points a game, and he's hit this prop bet 3 out of 4 games. So I think the under money, a little bit shocked that it's coming in. Then we're going to my favorite time of year, the NFL draft. That's right, boys and girls, the NFL draft. Give me total running backs drafted in the first round under 2.5 rounds at minus 125. 3 days ago, the under was minus $3, and now it's minus 125. If I see 3 running backs drafted in the first round, I'm going to go crazy. We all know who's going to be the number 1 draft pick, but I'm sure Hampton from North Carolina will be the second one, but I don't see a third one being drafted in the first round. I think the under now at minus $1.25. I think it's a good play.
We're going to be talking all things NFL draft coming up in about 20 minutes or so at the bottom of the hour. I don't want you to go crazy. I need you for the C's. All right? Don't go crazy. I do agree with the under because I don't think the running back position has gotten to a point where everybody else thinks potentially it has gotten to because of Saquon Barkley. Let's just stop with that a little bit. Now, DG, I'm starting to put rules in place because of your boy. All right? Rules in place because of your boy. Though there are now a limit of 2 stats and 2 jokes for any one take. Let's welcome in from JTS, my man Mark, who apparently is the new host of Weekday Wagers as well. Mark, good morning to you, sir. How are you?
Good morning, Coach. I'm just so glad and happy to be here as a fellow host. It's great.
Whoa. Don't ever put yourself in the same category as me. Ever. A fellow host?
Absolutely.
All right. I don't mind the guts. I don't mind the guts. Let's see how good of a host you do. I'm going to let you lead into your own segment. And also, I would like you as the host to also then do the full screen on the back of it. I'll lean back. The floor is yours.
Fantastic. Let's start because we've got this wonderful partnership with JustAStatSports.com. The Just a Stat Sports play of the day, and we're firing up a plus 140 play of the day, and this is hotter than a ghost pepper in a sauna. We're going with Florida Panther Brad Marchand to go over 1.5 shots on goal tonight. The Panthers stole him from Boston like they were Ocean's 11, and since then, Marchand's been peppering goalies like he's seasoning a ribeye. He's gone over in 7 of his 11 games with the Panthers, and now that Matthew, say it with me, Soupy, Tkachuk, is back to draw the Lightning's attention, Brad's going to let this one rip. We're going to pair him with Vegas Golden Knight, Tomas Hertl, to also get more than 1.5 shots on goal. Minnesota sees this guy in their nightmares. Hertl's gone over this number in all 10 career games versus the Wild. That's not a stat. That's a hostage situation. And the fact that Vegas is in a bounce back spot, come on now. He's going to shoot more than a dad with a camcorder at a middle school play. We are in hog heaven at plus 140. And speaking of hogs, because it is National Pigs in the Blanket Day, we're going to wrap this parlay up nice and tight in some crescent dough, toss it in the oven, let it cook, because tonight we feast. And that is your Just a Stat Sports play of the day. Make sure you use that QR code. You are going to get first 30 days on us. Try it out. All the AI model projections, all the picks, player prop data, all of it. Use code BTT30. Do your bankroll a favor.
Peyton, what'd you think about that last 90 seconds?
That was fantastic. I mean, there's just so many good references. I can't even pick them out, Coach. Just fantastic job.
Those are our best bets. We're just getting started here on Coach and Company, here live on Stadium. Still to come, we're talking NBA, 3 big games tonight. Also, the NFL draft at the bottom of the hour, and then who knows what else. It's Coach and Company, live as always, here on Stadium. Okay, all of you OGs and degenerates out there, we'll continue on here on our brand new sports betting only YouTube page. Rafi, I got to bring you in first because everything is going to be completely changed depending on the outcome of an MRI on the pelvis of one Jimmy Butler. He went down in the first half. They were never in this game. How much do you think the odds will change if he is ruled out for the rest of this series?
And keep an eye out for the series price. I think that's going to change more than the game 3 would do. But if you like the series price, I would say jump on it now. Because let's say if he's out a game or so, that series price would probably move 50 cents to what we see right now. So I would keep an eye on the series price, not game 3.
Can you look at that up real quick for us while we're in this break? DG, I'm going to come over to you because this guy obviously is a game changer. He's a 20-point scorer, and this would dramatically change the perception of this series.
It mainly changes the way that on the defensive end, because he can guard, one of their better players on Houston. And so at that point, who's going to step up? I know Draymond is decent and he's really good at defense, but he's just decent without Jimmy Butler just in general. But honestly, Coach, really good story. I dated a girl, wanted to break up with her. She got thrown off the horse on her birthday, broke her pelvis. I've been in this situation before.
Wow. Let's make sure and let your wife know you're telling stories about old girlfriends here on the show. Seabass, you've been in drama when it comes to drama on national TV. Have you ever had anybody break a pelvis on any of your shows?
No, nobody broke a pelvis. I don't know that anyone's ever broken a bone on any of the shows I've been on.
They've come close, though. They've come close.
Your wine glasses and beer bottles, but no.
That's true. A lot of wine thrown on that show. A lot of wine. Low key, I'm a little jealous because it's, as you know, it's my favorite franchise. And my ex was offered a friend role on Real Housewives of Orange County, and I said no.
Yeah, good.
And you know why? Because the bookie for Shohei, his right-hand guy is on that show. Two of his right-hand guys. The other right-hand guy belongs to my club. That's how close we are to the Shohei situation. Don't want any part of it. We're back live in 5 seconds. All right, everybody, welcome back. It's Coach and Company on a glorious Thursday morning. The NFL Draft is later tonight. We are live every single weekday right here wherever Stadium is. Also, if you want your voice to be heard on national TV, you can do it via a super sticker or over here. If I recognize that you are a premium member, because we're not quite there yet, Nonsense McGee, my guy. He's absolutely a premium member. He's as sick as a dog with a Vegas hangover. Been there. But can't keep him down because I'm ready to launch into the weekend with a big win Thursday. Let's go. That's the kind of energy I'm talking about. So, young Peyton, as we launch into our NBA picks today, you have sent me in 3 prize picks. I want to start there, and then we'll get into the 3 games tonight. So, where are you heading on prize picks today, sir? What do you got?
Yeah, let's get it. Raphael's going to like this one. Russell Westbrook, more than 11 points today. Russ has scored 14 or more points in each of his previous 8 playoff appearances against the Clippers. He had 14 and 15 in games 1 and 2, just needs 12 tonight. Also, a demon pick in James Harden, more than 3.5 points made, or three-pointers made, excuse me. How about a demon pick there? He's made 4 or more threes in his last 3 games. Hit my demon pick on Tuesday. Hopefully hit it today on Thursday. I'm taking Ja Morant, less than 24.5 points. If you watch game 2, you saw some of the unbelievable shots he made, and he still had just 23. He's not getting 26 tonight from the Thunder. I mean, come on now. It's just not going to happen, Ja. I'm sorry.
Under 26, or what was that number?
Less than 24.5 points.
Less than 24.5. And that's going to be our launch off point. Thank you, Peyton, very much. Because DG, let me come over to you. Because the Thunder are the number 1 seed in the West. They have blown out the Grizzlies. First game by 51. The last game by over 20, I believe, correct? What was the final? 19. So close to 20. So Peyton believes that we should fade Ja Morant. This is an absolute must win. So he's got to go out there and let everything fly. Do you agree with young Peyton?
Yeah, I think that getting to 25 points is going to be pretty hard for Ja. But if you look at some of the other stat lines around him, I think he's going to be more on the rebounding, but also the assists, because at home, role players usually play a little bit better. And so maybe he does get into the interior of the defense and then kicks it out for an open 3. So that's what I would look at. So I do like the under 24.5 points.
And right now, by the way, Raphael, did you get that series price on Golden State? Where's that right now?
Yeah, Houston's plus 140 and Golden State minus 165. So that's telling me that they still don't know what the results of his test, or they're not getting any leakage out from some coaches or players about how he was after the game.
Yeah, there's no doubt, because if he was ruled out, that thing would be just flipped on its head, I would assume.
It's good
Or at least
value
closer
Houston
even.
plus 140 right now, because if he misses one game, let's say he just misses one game, that series price switches to at least 30 cents.
All right, very good. Hashtag it pays to watch live. I got my numbers guy for a reason. All right, back to this game. Seabass, I'm coming over to you because the Thunder on the road, this is an obscene number when you're talking about an NBA playoff series. Giving 9.5 at minus 110 at BetMGM is absolutely stupid. But it also, I think, shows how the books believe the Grizzlies are simply going to lay down and do not care. They want to get to a 4-0 sweep or an 0-4 sweep as fast as possible. Is this number, Seabass, in your mind, too high?
I don't think that it is too high. Normally, I would think, if you're a playoff team, in even if a first round game, we shouldn't see spreads this high. It's like an NFL playoff team where the spread is like 14, right? 13 and a half, something like that. It's just crazy to me that it's that big, but there's an emotional side to this. There's an attitude side to it. And Memphis, ever since they fired their coach, they've just been in shambles. I feel like they have zero direction and nowhere to go. And I think getting to the end of the season is the motivation for them.
Real quick, DG, what has kind of been the vibe on the local news and the local radio scene there in Memphis regarding this basketball team?
Yeah, so a lot of people did not like the coach and Taylor Jenkins, who was a good coach, but he was very much by the book. And so this new coach who is brought in from the front office, they paid over $1 million just to buy him out of his contract in Paris basketball. So at that point, this is the writing on the wall. I think the team has rallied a little bit. The problem is they're not bringing a lot of good players to this matchup, because they're without Brandon Clark, without Jalen Wells, who's already was hurt in one of the last regular season games. So you're talking about, kind of coming to a gunfight with a bunch of forks. That's kind of what the Grizzlies are doing.
It kind of feels that way, doesn't it? Rafi, let me come over to you, because when I look at some of the player props tonight, to me, I would absolutely fade SGA. His number is 31.5 at BetMGM, juice to the over. I just think that the way that they blow teams out, and they've blown out the Grizzlies in the first two games, I don't think he's going to have to play more than maybe 3.5 quarters tops. And I don't think he'll have to put out a lot tonight at all. So I would fade his number. Would you?
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, because let's say they blow them out, then they're probably going to arrest him. Or let's say Memphis wakes up and they win. I think if Memphis wins, they might be in one of those ugly blowout games, and he sits on that one. Keep an eye out for this game. There's 3 different numbers out there: 8.5 at Caesars, 9.5 at MGM, and his offshores have 10. So this is telling me that books are just, maybe their limits are a little bit higher in certain spots, or they're covering their butts because of series prices. So it's going to be very interesting what this number closes. If I can get 10, I might have to take a shot Memphis.
Wow. I don't know. I don't even know if I could do that. Even at 10, I just couldn't trust the Grizzlies. It would almost be a stay away for me, but I understand what you are saying. Let's move over now, and Peyton, I'll start with you, because you had 2 plays of your prize picks involved in that Nuggets-Clippers game. We're tied at 1 game apiece going back to La La Land. This is a 10 p.m. Eastern time. Now, if we look at the spread, it's 5.5 still. Total 213.5. And the way they have played, Peyton, and I know you love your LA teams, but normally it's the Lakers. Do you think the Clippers are just simply a better team? Because honestly, they should be up 2-0.
They honestly should. And I don't want to go backwards, because I'm usually a very positive guy, I like to think it. But an NBA head coach with experience in Mike Malone is so missed right now in Denver, to say the least, because interim head coach David Adelman has no business being in this position for the Nuggets right now, where they are in the playoffs. I understand not calling a timeout when you're pushing the ball up the floor. Maybe you get a good look, but you got the offensive rebound with about 5 seconds left, and you have the Joker running towards the 3-point line with his back to the basket, and you play on. I mean, what are we doing there? Draw something up, or are you able to draw something up? But how poorly Denver has played in this series so far, and for it to be tied is actually good news for them. And I think they're going to get it done tonight.
I think you bring up a lot of great points. There are hashtag levels to this game. And Seabass, when you are an NBA coach that took over with a week to go or 2 weeks to go in the season, and all of a sudden you're thrown into a series that is highly competitive, I think he's starting to get exposed a little bit. And now as I look at the players tonight, I'm leaning into Kawhi at 25 and a half. I think he's getting more and more healthy. Do you feel like the momentum, Seabass, is really swinging in the favor of the Clippers?
I don't know if the momentum for the series is swinging in the favor of the Clippers yet. I mean, you have the reigning MVP. Jokic can do almost anything he wants to on the court. It's tough to rule them out. Kawhi coming into his own is great for the Clippers and playing together. I do think long term in this series, I think it is going to come down to the coaching, which will give the Clippers the edge. But you can't count Denver out. They're just too good of a team, not so far removed. Again, another coaching decision though that I just don't understand why it was done when it was done.
It doesn't make a ton of sense, but we're also not there behind the scenes to fill the vibe of the team. But the optics are awful. Raphael, let me come over to you because right now 67% of the money coming in at BetMGM is on the Nuggets plus 5.5. Is this just maybe a 1.5 too high?
I don't think so. I think no one's talking about why Denver lost that game because their free throw shooting. They've shot free throws horrible in both games 1 and 2, especially the Joker. And his 2 missed free throws in game 2. On the other side, 2 made 3 points. So now you're turning at 6 points that you just gave them because you can't hit free throws. I think if they struggle at the free throw line again and Norman Powell and Zubac has another, let's say, steady or upward game, I think they win easily. I think the Clippers has to be the play, but I would say wait. I think Denver money comes in and we might see maybe the opening number of 4.5 come back on the screen.
Maybe so. And DG, when I look at the points at BetMGM, I love how they lay it out. 4 of the top 6 are Clippers players. That's very interesting. Most of the time you have it evenly laid out. Not at BetMGM. They have Kawhi Leonard at 25.5, James Harden at 22.5. You have Norman Powell at 16.5, and Zubac at 16.5 also. Would that make you lean into one of those 4 players at all tonight?
So I do like Kawhi, but also Zubac has been an animal this entire series. I know that a double-double is just sitting there and it's probably juiced like crazy, but I do love Zubac. But a little key in this game, the losing team has had 20 turnovers and the winning team has had 11 turnovers in both games. That's how it's exactly played out. So if you can somehow keep the ball safe to your fellows, then you can somehow win this game.
Keep safe to your fellows. All right, we only got 2 minutes left for this last game, so quickly let's go around the horn. And young Peyton, the Knicks and the Pistons, and we thought it would be a highly competitive series. That's exactly what we've got. Cunningham is a rising star, but the Pistons are an underdog at home, getting 1.5. The total at 214.5. Peyton, give 15, 20 seconds.
I'm just so excited to see Little Caesars Arena in this game, but I would target some shooters in their home building tonight, like Malik Beasley or Tim Hardaway Jr. He went 0 for 8 from the field in game 2. He's not doing that again on his home court. The supporting cast is going to be the reason the Pistons take game 3.
And Seabass, mentioning Malik Beasley, this sharpshooter, you can get him at over 3.5 threes tonight at minus 125, or Brunson on the other side over 2.5 at minus 120. Anything you like there?
Probably Malik Beasley. I think if Pistons are going to win there, he's got to get some shots up. But I think in these games like this, where you would think it age and veterans in the playoffs, but Pistons being young, carefree, I think, and at home, it's going to be an exciting environment for them tonight.
And Raphael, you can also bet on winning margin at BetMGM. Like 1 to 5 is plus 425 and plus 450 either way. If you sprinkle on both and it's a tight game, that might be a pretty smart bet.
Yeah, a little shocked at the disrespect the Pistons are getting at home. But yeah, plus 425 I think is a steal because I do believe they win this game by 3 points or less.
DG, you got 20 seconds, big boy.
Yeah, I love the Pistons tonight. I kind of took down some notes as I was breaking down this game. New York Knicks, 16 in points in the paint in game 1. They won. They lost game 2. They were -6 in the points in the paint. I think if New York can get into the interior of Detroit, they can win this game. If not, then Detroit can easily win this one.
And I think we will find out right from the very beginning if they decide to do just that. It's got to be a game plan, and you got to make it obvious at the start. Pound it inside, Work them. Gentlemen, great job on basketball today. Now, coming up on the other side, great vibe today, isn't it, on Thursday? The NFL draft. We got some fun plays. We have who could the Browns potentially take, because we know who the number one guy is. And also, is everybody into it? Some are, some aren't. It's Coach and Company. Have a great time, as always, live on a Thursday right here on Stadium. All right, welcome back, everybody. We continue on here on our YouTube page, and we try to give you best bets from as many sports as we possibly can, including on the ice. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time to go around the rink. All right, by the way, those of you watching on YouTube, Mark put a lot of the projections for the NBA in there. I encourage you to check those out, especially if you're part of what we're doing at JTS. But this is about hockey. Mark, where are we going around the rink today, sir?
Coach, we're getting this skate around the rink started with the Golden Knights, and I'm taking them on the three-way line at plus 105. This series is tied 1-1, with the Knights treating Game 2 like Snoop Dogg. They just dropped it like it's hot. But tonight, they're the bounce-back kings. Aiden Hill gets the nod in the net. His road numbers have been steady, not real flashy, but they've been solid. And the Knights have turned the Wild's offense into nothing more than a pillow fight, holding them to just 18.5 shots per game, or what Peyton calls just another Thursday afternoon at school. Expect Vegas to crank up the tempo, control the puck, and hit the gas early in this one. And for our next play, we're going to the Toronto-Ottawa game, and I'm going with a goal in the first 10 minutes, a.k.a. the gift. It's at minus 140, and I know this is juicy, but say it with me. Sometimes that juice is just worth the squeeze, especially when it's got pulp like this. These two squads have danced 5 times this season, and in the last 4 straight, there have been goals scored before the period was even halfway done. They light the lamp faster than a boomer trying to find the skip ad button on YouTube. With Ottawa down 0-2, they are in full desperation mode, which means they're going to come out firing like they just found out it's elimination night on The Bachelor. More pressure means more mistakes. More mistake means more wide open chaos. I love this spot for both plays, and that is your skate around the rink.
I do actually like The Bachelor, so I enjoyed that particular reference. And the last elimination night was very, very drama-filled. By the way, you've gone over 9 on your joke reference. Over 9. We'll discuss after the show. We're back in 5 seconds. All right, welcome back, everybody. It's Coach and Company live on the Stadium Network and everywhere that you find Stadium, Amazon Prime Video, DirecTV, YouTube TV, Roku TV. And coming up in exactly, what's today, the 24th? So 1 week from tonight, we will have 2 more big platforms signing on that you'll be able to watch us on at home, also on YouTube and on our social media. Also, 1 week from tonight, it is night number 4 in our PFL World Tournament. If you haven't seen all of our PFL content, I encourage you to follow me on IG or on the X. Now, tonight, the NFL Draft live from Green Bay. Just doesn't have quite that ring to it as you would have from New York City or from Chicago. And I need to see my man young Peyton, because not all plays have to be serious. So Peyton, you did a deep dive, a little bit of homework, and our Prize Picks perspective. What did you find for us today?
Yeah, this is your real 3-piece bozo pack right here, Big Cheesy. And that's Mel Kiper. Mel Kiper to say upside more than 3.5 times in the first round. This, guys, is an absolute lock. I mean, come on. They cut to the highlights. Oh, this guy's got great upside. Boom, lock right there. And less than 3.5 first rounders crying is another lock. These are grown men. They better not be crying up there. What are we doing? And Roger Goodell to be booed on stage for less than 10.5 seconds. I like that play too. We know Roger Goodell gets his boos, but 11 seconds in real time is a long time.
Active boos or one long boo, or how does it work?
So as the audience boos until you hear that last one, they're going to stop that sign right there. But Also, if we win this lineup, this is a 3-play lineup coming out here on Prize Picks. They give you a share of $500,000 that'll get paid out to you in bonus bets. So I like having a little fun on the draft tonight.
Well, I like it. Give props to Prize Picks, who I am openly wooing. We've been so close. We want you to be a part of what we're doing. This whole behind the scene. No, Prize Picks, we want you. Come be a part of what we're doing. 500. They're getting creative. I think a lot of these sports books get so lazy with the 5 for 200 and all that. No, focus on the players that play with you already, and this is a great example of that. Now, DG, you're an emotional guy. There's only coming physically in person to the draft tonight, so I don't think we're going to see tears from somebody's living room. So, how do you think they're going to grade that particular play with the crying?
Yeah, I think that's going to be very, very tough. But is it the player tears? Because Mama's going to have some tears as well. So I'm curious, is it just player tears? Because all the moms are going to be shedding one.
Very interesting. Do you know that answer, Peyton?
It is just the first rounders, the players. Although my question about the crying, Coach, is when you're wearing sunglasses, when you're wearing some shades, if the tears don't fall all the way down the face, how do we know?
We'll investigate.
This is actually way more entertaining to me than actually breaking down the draft. I'll be honest with you.
I have that answer for you.
Give it to me. Let's go.
COVID NFL draft was all in the living room. 5 people cried. And we only grade the tears if we see him either rub his eye or take his glasses off or like do kind of this. Then we count it as a tear.
Ooh.
So if they just wipe off like this, that's considered a tear.
That is considered a tear.
Inside
information right there. 2 inside informations.
Oh, man. I shouldn't have submitted my thing yet. Dang it. Now they're going to have something in their eyes, and boom, that's a tear.
Wow. Our man Rob Hockey from Weekday Wagers says Raphael always has the answer. That's why he's on our team. Seabass, I feel like we are going to get a ton of social media tweets that are going to be complaining because they'll think that there's the crying without the tears, and there's going to be a lot of back and forth. Do you feel that?
I feel like with these sort of prop bets, you're always going to have the players, right? The bettors, they're always going to want something. It's like if a guy gets injured in the first 2 seconds of the game. I believe I did a rant on this many, many moons ago. I need a refund from my bet. Listen, you made the dumb play. Whatever its grade is, you take it. Just suck it up and own it.
Upside. I got to tell you, the first time I ever met Mel Kiper in person, hair was much bigger than I anticipated. Peyton, you can appreciate that. But also, he could not be a nicer human being in real life. It's all for show, all that stuff for show. But now I've got upside in my head the entire time. Huge upside, huge upside, huge upside. All right, let's talk about the draft a little bit. As far as picks are concerned. Raphael, I'm going to start with you because we're talking about numbers here. And everybody believes that Cam Ward will be the number 1 pick going to Tennessee. So the number 2 pick goes to the Cleveland Browns. They still have a quarterback issue, but they're stuck because they made the worst contract decision in the history of time. So do you think the Browns will take Travis Hunter at number 2?
Yeah, they're going to take Travis Hunter. And my phone's been blowing up because the rumors of Cleveland maybe getting both Colorado boys has sparkled up again. There was a rumor about maybe 3 weeks ago, died down, but now that it's draft day, I'm getting a lot of rumors that maybe Cleveland will get both of them. I don't think that happens. I think a quarterback goes to Pittsburgh, the Colorado boy, but that's another story and another odds. But I think it's been very interesting. 4.5 trades. I think it goes over now.
4.5 trades in the first round is another prop bet that you're looking at.
Correct.
So normally when this happens, it happens very, very quickly. Once one happens, then another one and another one, they move around. And so I think if we see one early, like around here, 2 or 3, I think your number is going to hit. If we don't see any until 10, I think it's going to be very, very hard to get 4.5 in the first round. DG, let me come over to you because I don't know, and maybe Raphael, you can look this up for me, where the Browns would have their second pick at. But Shadir Sanders has become the star of this draft, and not in a good way. An anonymous NFL assistant said yesterday it was the worst meeting he's ever been in recently with Shadir Sanders. Entitled, not very good. It was all of the things you don't want in a first-round quarterback. Do you think the perception now is at a point where these teams literally will let him sit there, not in person. He won't be at the draft until day number 2.
Is this all not just a chess game for our boy Shador Sanders? Because at this point, you might not want to go to one of these teams that are trash. Because what's the difference? It's a little money. Sanders, he's got that. He's okay. But maybe if you can tank an interview, it sets yourself up to fall down to a better team and a better situation, a la maybe it is the Pittsburgh Steelers with Mike Tomlin, who doesn't have to worry about Deion Sanders taking over his job one day. I do think that there was a tank job put in place by Shador Sanders to make sure that he does not go to a team like Cleveland.
Literally, I'm shook right now. That never even crossed my mind that he would literally work the system, like what The Rock said yesterday. Work the system. Very well. So, Peyton, let me come over to you. If indeed he's tanking these interviews, because he's probably the only person in the draft that has a daddy that's, making $10 million or more. Money is not an issue for the Sanders family, at least not right now. Do you think that he's tanking these interviews on purpose?
Probably. And Shador, without question, is sliding down. I mean, he may be sliding down faster than Jock Peterson's batting average. He was 0 for 41 before he got himself a pinch hit double last night in the 9th inning for the Rangers. He's now 1 for his last 42. Yeah. Yeah, it's that much, that steep. He's sliding down today in the draft.
Seabass, you're a conspiracy theorist. You're my resident curmudgeon. Do you think there is something going on behind the scenes that Shador says, you know what? I'll do everything in my power to slide down to a really good playoff-style team, perhaps like the Pittsburgh Steelers?
I hadn't even thought about that until DG mentioned it.
Right?
I actually heard an interview with Dion, was it yesterday or the day before, talking about he thinks that it's very weird that his son is now dropping down in the draft and all of these things about weak arm and whatever else he was saying when he produced and had one of the highest completion percentages in all of college football. So it does kind of scream weird. And I mean, I'm not the biggest conspiracy theorist. I actually don't like them at all, but I think it's now that DG says now it's rolling in my head. It's going. It's got the wheels.
That's all I have going. That's all I have going right now. Another story that came out yesterday, DG, is that the Eagles have become now the most hated team in all of the NFL. Their head coach is completely unlikable. And now, apparently, according to another anonymous source, nobody is picking up a number from 215, which is Philadelphia. Do you think the teams will actively try to lock out the reigning Super Bowl champions?
I think it could definitely be. That's a conspiracy theory that I can get behind for sure. But if you look at it, like they have the 32nd pick. So what does that do for you if you were to trade? I think later in the draft, we could see a team jump up and grab the 32nd pick because that allows you to offer 5 years to a player, which could be a quarterback, especially if you're going to grab them early in the second round. So that could be. But if not, I do like them to take a guy in Mason Taylor for the tight end from LSU. You can get that at plus 140 for him to go in the first round.
Very interesting. Raphael, when we talk about positions, DG brings up a great point. Normally you don't see, unless they're absolutely elite, a first-round pick spent on a tight end and or a running back. Are those going to be positions tonight that might surprise us a little bit?
I think the tight end, because don't forget, but the best tight end in the draft is the kid from Penn State, who's going to be the first one. So you can see 3 or even 4 tight ends go in the first round. But teams, I know everyone's watching me right now. Do not draft a running back in the first round. Maybe one. There's only one I would probably draft, but don't draft a 2, 3. You can get a running back so much cheaper in rounds 3 and 4. Save that for a need you must have. If you need a running back, that means you need an offensive lineman. Grab the offensive lineman first, then get your running back.
Do you really think everybody's watching you right now, Raphael?
Millions, coach, millions.
Millions and millions of the Rocks fans who are turning on him faster than I need a Mark joke. I need a Mark joke right now. All right, gentlemen, well done. Even you, Seabass, you really contributed to our NFL draft discussion
today. This
today.
was a perfect way to talk about the draft. This was great. Don't ask me about any players and where this was perfect.
We don't need to talk about stupid players. Let's talk about tears and boos and sayings. That's a lot more fun. It actually really is. It actually really is. All right, still to come. We got plenty more here on the show. Jason Tatum, do the Celtics need him back? Is the physical play for the Rockets actually an advantage? And also, many of you here, and we get it, You've got lives. You've got a job. Maybe you don't want to spend your entire break in the morning on one show. We get that, and numbers move. So we will have all of our best bets and look back as we lock it in at the top of the hour. And do not forget, Coach and Bro, The Rock trending everywhere yesterday. We've got all the answers for you coming up later today at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. This is what we do. This is what we love. This is why we grind. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Coach and Company. Write it down. Make it a part of what you do every single day right here live on Stadium. All right, we continue on here on our YouTube page. We discussed Jimmy Butler potentially being out for their next game, and I got to say, DG, as we bring you in here as our resident NBA guy, if the Rockets are going to play a really physical style and without Jimmy Butler, who's a physical player, do you agree with Udoka, the head coach of Houston, who said last night he likes the chippiness? He thinks that gives his team an advantage.
Yeah, it definitely gives this team an advantage because they're not as good on the offensive end. They don't have Steph Curry. They don't have the Lamborghini. And so at that point, they are a bunch of monster trucks just running around and just trying to do their best to play in the mud. And he wants to make this game just in the mud and nasty. And that's going to be the Rocket style.
And who's your boy that came over from Memphis last year? What's his name?
Dillon Brooks.
Dillon Brooks. It seems like a perfect match,
yes.
Head coach with him. Seabass, do you agree that the more physical they make it, Golden State with Steph Curry has never been known as a team super, super physical?
No, they haven't. I feel like Mark was sliding DG notes right there in that last segment. But but no, the Warriors are a finesse team. They play with style, grace, if you want to call it that. They've got Draymond to kind of clean up anything if they need to, but their team is not structured that way. And I think if Jimmy is out for any significant time, this really lessens the Warriors' chances, I think, in this series, and it turns it into that what'd you call it, DG? A mud bath of a match there.
Mud bowl.
That favors Houston.
Young Peyton, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, no Jimmy is so crucial to these guys. The Rockets' physicality is showing every possession. I mean, their offense is just defense to offense, and it's so obvious how uncomfortable the Warriors are offensively with the ball, especially everybody on the floor but Steph Curry. They're even holding Steph Curry every possession. But when Steph doesn't have the ball and it's in Brandon Pajemski's hands, he's holding the ball over his head like this. No triple threat whatsoever. He's 10 feet outside the three-point line. He doesn't know what to do with the ball.
Yeah, and right now they have a couple of days off as well, so it could be good for both teams. We're back live in just 5 seconds. Okay, welcome back, everybody. It's Coach and Company live on the Stadium Network, also on YouTube and on social media. Now, the NBA playoffs kind of slow this week because of how many blowouts there have been. You don't want to use the word mismatch, but it does feel like there's a few that are a mismatch. I want to bring the guys back in right now because last night, for the first time ever, Raphael, Jason Tatum missed a playoff game, and they still won. They still had Jaylen Brown with 36 points for the Celtics last night. So my question is this. Celtics are still favored by 5.5 in game number 3, which will be tomorrow. Do you think the Celtics should hold Tatum out until they absolutely need him or the Orlando Magic get within a game?
I mean, if he's ready to go, I say no, let him play because it's the playoffs. But we're talking about two different teams. The Warriors, no bench. Celtics, deep bench. So I think if they even hold him off or maybe limit his limits, I think the Celtics role is just such a deep team. And I think bench scoring proved it last night, and bench scoring will prove in game 3.
Tommy hit that under last night. It was 197.5, and it takes a lot of guts to play an under that's under 200. But game 3 right now is 198.5. So the books still believe this is going to be an absolute defensive grind fest.
And that's what Orlando wants to do. And you're seeing now that Boston's kind of playing into that same role. I think without Jason Tatum, I think that Boston still is definitely going to be favored in this series. In my opinion, I would give him an extra game to get the rest, bringing back game 4 if he is truly healthy. And at that point, you're going to kind of roll the dice. This isn't about round 1. The Celtics know they can win without Tatum in round 1. So why even worry about it? Go ahead and win these games without him, and then move on and have him full strength in round 2.
I think that's where I would land, young Peyton, is right now it's a bone bruise in his right wrist, so that he's got to shoot with. So I don't know what kind of pain it is right now, but I would think that when the way he shoots and he flicks the wrist really, really hard, that it may be a little bit more serious than maybe somebody else. Should they hold him out?
Yeah, he just needs to sit out until Orlando wins a game, if they even win a game. But why play your best player if you don't even have to? The Magic can't score. Jaylen Brown last night had 36 and 10, and the supporting cast played well. Derek White, 17. Kristaps Porzingis, 20 points. You don't need Tatum right now, especially in this series. But later down the road, you definitely will. So after this series, I will definitely get him back. But right now, you don't need it.
And Raphael, you put in the chat that the total displays that Tatum is playing. Yes?
Yeah, because if they'd announced that he wasn't playing, or even a heavy question mark, this total would have been last night, 197, 196 and a half. One offshore book has 199 in this game.
Very interesting. Very interesting. All right, gentlemen, well done. We've got a lot of bets today, a lot, so we've got to take a little bit more time. For those of you who were not here at the top of the hour, don't even worry about it. We're going to have our second winning day in a row. It's time to lock it in. All right. Or less, 1 or 2 nuggets is all that we need to recap our bets. Young Peyton, let's start with you. What do you got?
It's going to be another close game tonight in LA. It's hard to think the Joker allows his team to go down at any point in this series. So give me the Nuggets tonight too. At least. Also, it's going to be a party in Motor City when the Pistons win their first playoff game since 2008 tonight against the New York Knicks.
It's a party in the city. All right, Raphael, go.
We're going with Russell Westbrook over 15.5 points and assists. I told you earlier, under money's coming in because this number now is 14.5. He is averaging 14 points a game in his last 10 games. I like this prop. Can you give me total running backs drafted in the first round under 2.5 minus $1.25? This one was minus $3 3 days ago. I think you're getting outstanding value right now. I don't see 3 running backs going.
Outstanding value. By the way, Russell Westbrook going back to an arena where he played a few years in, so he should be very, very comfortable. Well, no, they're in the Intuit Dome now. That doesn't make any sense. They're in a new arena. What's up, big boy? Sun's coming in. We're at the end of our thing right now. We're doing lock it in. All right, DG, let's go next.
Josh Hart, not invited to the party in the Motor City, going under 27.5 points, rebounds, and assists at minus 120. The Pistons just limit the effort plays, and that's what Josh Hart brings to this team. Then we're going to go the Thunder, minus 8.5 at minus 110. The Grizzlies, desperation effort, game 3? No, I don't think so. I think the Thunder run away with this, minus 8.5.
I don't think so. We're going to go a little Big Chuck next. Then I'll get to Seabass and Mark. La Liga. Day Soccer, Osasuna taking on Sevilla. Both teams to score. Both teams to score in 5 of their last 6 meetings. And then a little premium play from the side hustle, from the store. We're going to go Mariners against the Red Sox over 8. The total's gone over in 11 of the last 12 games between these two teams played at Fenway Park. Seabass, you're up.
Baseball today, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to take the Nationals on the money line for the first 3 innings. Mackenzie Gore on the mound for the Nationals. Nationals offense, top 5 at home and on-base percentage, slugging percentage, average. Orioles down towards the bottom there when they're away. Give me the Nationals on the first 3 money line. And then to get a hit parlay today, Brian Reynolds from the Pirates and Shea Langoliers from the Athletics. Both decent years, or decent seasons so far, but great pitching matchups today.
Very, very good. Now, our partnership with JTS has our JTS play of the day. Mark, what do we got?
Coach, we're going with Florida Panther Brad Marchand to get over 1.5 shots on goal. He's done this in 7 of his 11 games with the Panthers since being acquired by them during the trade. We're going to pair that with Vegas Golden Knight Tomas Hertl to also get more than 1.5 shots on goal tonight. He has done this in all 10 career games versus the Wild. Put them both together. It's plus 140. Love that.
I love it too. And I want you guys to be a part of everything we're doing. The QR code is on the screen right now. Download it, scan it, use our code BTT30. We're going to give you 30 days for free to come on in, check out the entire site, all the cappers, all the numbers, all the advantages. Use every tool in your toolbox. This is a very, very tough business. And we end every single show trying to make you a smarter sports fan and sports better. So, Raphael, where are we headed today, sir?
The Oklahoma City Thunder have won 14 out of their last 15 road games. And you know what? They've covered 11 out of those 12 road games. How do you get more rest in the playoffs? You sweep your opponent.
No doubt about it. How about a blowout tonight? 9.5, 10 points in some places. Real quick, Nate G, he's a premium member at BTT, says Scatabo is getting mad disrespect. Do we think Scatabo, isn't he the short running back from Arizona State?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Is Raphael, is he getting mad disrespect?
He is, but there's some quicker running back, so I think they're going to go with quickness. It's all because of Barkley. The running back has changed because of one guy, Barkley.
DG, do you think Scatabo will make a good NFL? He seems a little undersized to me.
Yeah, he reminds me of a fullback, in all honesty, and I think he can be a guy that is gold line material. And you saw the was it the Lightning and the Thunder, whatever it was, from the guys out in Detroit. So maybe it's a little bit of that they get in maybe a second or third round.
I like how the teams play. What's that?
Projected to go 4 or 5 rounds.
Fourth or fifth rounds. Maybe he'll be, a diamond in the rough, so to speak. Young Peyton, at your age, in college, do you guys have watch parties for the NFL draft, or do you just go out to a bar? What do you do?
I don't think a lot of people are watching the NFL drafts, and I think they're going to be watching the NBA games. But Scatterboo getting some disrespect, coach. He's more of a power back, like I'm going to hit you and try to blow you over in college. When it gets to the NFL, I think those guys are too big for him and his running style.
Not everybody translates. And then sometimes you have guys that translate better in the pro game than they would in the college game. So it's all up for grabs. But tonight should be a lot of fun. Thank you for the fun bets today, Peyton. And gentlemen, thank you for your analysis as we get set for the latest version of the NFL draft tonight, live from Green Bay. All right, producer man, you know what time it is. I need that one shot. It's now time for go out into the world. Pay it forward. Be kind to one another. Be honest with each other and understand this. There's only one thing left to do. And I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Young Peyton, DG, Seabass, producer man, always behind the scenes making the show look like $1 million. We grind for you so we can win with you. It's what we're all about every single day. Don't forget, Coach and Bro, weekday wagers, and of course, Coach and Company right here live as always on the Stadium Network. Have a great day.